And we're finally here. Welcome all y'all crypto traders and investors. It's been a couple weeks since we wanted to start this up, but life happens. Employees crash your vehicle, ruin your whole day. You know, things like that happen. Um, was hoping to get some guests tonight, but I guess with this debut, it's just gonna be me. So all you got is the trade doc. And segment is called Crypto Weekend, so I plan to do it every by Friday night. This is just going to be a short one, pretty much introducing anything that's happened during the week and anything that's actionable be traded during the weekend, because that's when traders are not looking at the stock market; they're more looking into crypto. For those that do trade crypto and understand it, and we just look to help you trade crypto successfully. So, plan to have some guests, but we weren't able to make it. But here we have a QR that you can scan and go into our website and get some help trading crypto or stocks or any type of option strategy. So you can just go ahead and click that scan, that QR code on the bottom. And as you know, this is me, Trade Doc. You'll see me on the market. Usually runs on Sundays, and that's in preparation for the upcoming trading week. But in crypto weekend, what we're looking for is anything that's going to pump or dump over the weekend. So let me just start off. Just recently, I traded a couple of platforms. Gate is one of my favorites. So actually, here's a QR code for Gate. If you're looking for a good spot to trade crypto, now I advise to VPN if you know how to do that, because when I did it, it kind of screwed me. So if you're gonna do the crypto, do it right and VPN it. So this is one trade in XPRT where I sold into this massive pump, and you can see it kept on running, and it's finally getting backfilled just a little while ago. So I have a couple more orders. I actually have one more order that hasn't been filled, and I'm looking for the 1013s, 1014s. But that's just an example. We don't always get everything right. I sold a lot over here and missed out on right to the peak. Missed out on pretty much an 11% move, which is it's kind of bad. Oh, I sold most of them a little after 11, so from 11 to $12 where it was at. I missed out on a 10% move, but this was an accumulation strategy. I'm long, and I'm picking up more coins with this little retracement. But it would have been nice selling up here into the 11 and a half, 12s, but I didn't know it was going to go into the 12s. It had a pretty good push. So when I see things vertical like that, I like to sell into them versus buying when it's vertical. Another one is FEG. I started building again. I had traded this before, and it's one of those that will go up a lot, and since it's not so great and well established, you just take the profit on it. But here FEG, I'm starting to build a position. I'd like to get a little more. My average is about a little under 700 at the end. Right now it's at 670. So I'm a little under. My average is around 700. But FEG, it'd be nice to talk about this. So I'm not gonna promote no crypto. This is just just a kind of introduction to a crypto weekend. But this is one of them that it's more of a long-term hold versus a weekend pump. Aside from that is Theta, which I trade a lot. I'm actually looking to buy a lot more. I want this to come down a little bit under the 640s, would be nice. But I've been charting Theta for a while, so I do have some price targets that I'm hoping for them to meet. At the moment we have some high volume coming in. It's a Friday night, so we're having a little bit of high volume coming in, pushing the price up after it broke this structure here, and then just did the slide down. As far as like where it stopped for support at the 638s, it's kind of more of a weak support just because that wasn't a prior support level. Besides that, we can look at other cryptos. Like I said, we want to see what's going to be pumped, what's going to be dumped, what you want to shave a little bit off, what you want to take some profit, and what you want to watch. So as far as like the crypto markets, we had a pretty good bounce. This is the Theta chart, but let's just go through a few of them. Most of the ones that I have on here are pretty well known. I don't trade everything everybody else does, so you might find these you might say, oh, what about this one? But we're just gonna start here with MediBlock. This has been a product that's been around for a very long time, and I actually believe in the project as far as storing people's medical information. But it's been in the downturn for a long time. Now that it's pushed up and done this flag, I would look for it to have a little push up. So this is probably one to watch, to put on the watch list, to see if we do get that third leg, third wave. So if this impulse wave is wave 1, then we should be having a wave 3 coming up. So it's wave 1, wave 2 could have not hit yet. It could go down a little lower from where it's at. But for MediBlock, there's potential. It's just been hated. I'm not sure why. Maybe they just kind of made the technology and left it as is. But we're having a little bit of a pump here on MediBlock. It's actually one of the best performing. It's up 5.5, almost 5.5%. So aside from that, gonna look at Ontology, ONT, and that's up 3%. This is still in a good spot where you can buy because it's pretty low. It's not that far from the dip that happened the other day. So it's trading at 61.5 cents. The dip it had the other day went down to 52.5. So this is another Ontology, another one to keep on the radar. And the way I sorted it, it kind of has it on the radar. So it's one of the first ones that came up. Moving down, we got Digibyte. Now, in crypto, you just have to trade structures and volume, because as far as, you can trade news as well, but as far as technology, it doesn't really change. It does what it does, and then the price moves on, you can say, like the popularity, the FOMO, all that stuff is moving the price. As far as like news, only if, say, Amazon starts accepting Digibyte, then we might have a few people running to buy Digibyte. But Digibyte was at 14 cents. Now they're trading back at 4 cents. So I do like it for long term. I would like it for a long term, just knowing that the price was about 3 times what it is now just a couple weeks ago. Next we have Ocean, and this is it's a very good project. and it's been basing. Well, if we look down here, this is the about the two, almost a little over 2 hours where I look at it. You can see it kind of peaked down. Now it's on. It did 1, 2 waves up. Thick. The second retracement is just above the prior low, so it isn't very. The structure isn't very strong, so we could see another pull down and a retest of the lows, and that might go with all the crypto. So this is just for the weekend. By maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, I'm sure all these prices are going to be lower, but we're looking to see where we should be doing an accumulation strategy, or we should be selling our crypto and waiting for them to get lower and not take the ride down. You know, you can hodl if that's the plan, but if you don't have a plan and your only other solution is to hodl, then it's a little irresponsible. And me, I have a large family, I have a lot of things to do, so I always have responsibility on me. And if you know that you're gonna be taking a ride down, like say like 20 to 30%, if you don't need it, or if you don't aren't gonna look at it for like a year, then yeah. But if you know it's gonna come down 20-30%, and you take the choice of writing it down and watch your account in the next couple of days be lower than that day, then I don't know, you gotta have a plan before you start trading. But this is Ocean. It's a good project. It's got a long ways to go. This is probably one that we'll see in the $5, $6, $20 mark, but probably not this year. But Ocean eventually it'll catch on, especially with the information that it's storing and sharing. So you can take a look at the information and be an investor. That means just buy something, hold it, hodl it, ride the ups and downs. Next, we're going to look at Theta. Theta is kind of curling down, and I've been waiting for this to come down. As you can see, it had one initial pump, then it had a lower, and then it had a valley. Then it pumped up again, just barely, so it's trading a channel now. It's really not making a higher low, it's actually making a lower low. So Theta, I said I have targets for Theta that are into the fives, and I was saying I wish they didn't hit. It's just the way that the charts are trading out, are playing out. The structure is forming. So I did get some at the 550s and the 530s. I mean the 650s and the 630s just recently. I did manage to buy some at 550, but that was just a limit order that I thought wasn't gonna get filled. It's been filled in, but I've been holding it. I bought all this whole rundown. I bought it, so was buying it from 850 all the way to where it is today. Next is VET. That's VeChain, and them two are creating, kind of basing out. It's not making a lower low, but it's basing out, kind of staying steady. So with this channel that pretty much most of the cryptos are trading, it's going to be hard to hodl, really. And I hope there aren't that many people using margin, because that's what made a big dip in the market. But I think all the people that did use margin and got their wrist slapped are probably a little cautious about doing it again. So we're not going to see no ramp up of any cryptos anytime soon, until some people start leveraging. So if they're leveraging it 10 times on their money and people are putting deposits in there and leveraging it, then that is significant to move the market. Uh, Next we have MLB, that's Movie Block, and this one really hasn't done much lately. It's actually has a little pump here, but I made 100% on this back when I was trading it, and then let it go. You make your profit, let it go, and it just didn't come back. It just kept on sliding down. So it's got to give me some bullish reversal. As soon as I see a bullish reversal, then we can go on the long side. But it just didn't do that ever since it pumped towards the end of March. Ever since that pump, it just never came back. So Movie Block, also a good project. Next is Chiliz CHZ. So they're up a little over 2%. This is one that just doesn't do it for me. I'm not a huge sports fan, as it is. I never was, and this actually makes it interact. You can kind of see where I have my order and I sold all on that pump and never came back to it. So I was in it for a while, and luckily we got that pump, and I just sold out of it because I got on the website. It's hard to use. As soon as it's hard to use, no one's gonna use it. So that's pretty much it. And next is Luna Terra. Luna's a good project as far as for staking. It's much as staking technology. Here it's like basing out making a lower wedge, so it's actually looking a little bullish, but everything's gonna follow each other, so no one's gonna get saved. BTT BitTorrent. I lost interest in BitTorrent, so I think people would rather pay for storage and have it safe versus just spreading it out there in separate servers. Who knows? Next is One Harmony. Harmony's looking a little bullish, so this is a good product that could have just hit the floor. There's some trading of it back here. Really wasn't much because there was no movement, so I just got out of it. This is Link. Not really interested in Link. I'm gonna actually delete it from this file. BTS was one that I'm actually more interested in BitShares than they are. I think this is way undervalued, and see, I did do some trading of it back here in April. Haven't gone back to it, so. But BitShares is a really good product. Next, Shiba Inu. Yeah, we were Shiba. Shiba Inu was a beast. When it first got launched on the Gate platform that day, I had to buy it. Everybody was just all about Doge and meme coins and this and that, and I was like, this is a new Doge destroyer. Let me get it. And we made a lot. Made a lot fast. And I'm not even sure where. I could probably look at my trade history and see where, but the way this chart looks is ugly. I'd have to look at my trade history exactly when I bought in, bought and sold out. This is May. I think it was earlier than May. It might have been in April. But that's Shiba Inu. I'll have its day again. I did trade Shiba Inu and Akita at the same time, so it was like in between both of them I might have had like $150, and that turned into $1,500. So take it. Thank you very much. Next is Win. So I sold a lot out of a lot of alts because who's gonna take this ride slippery slope down? Win I actually sold at a loss because it was like, what was I thinking? I deserved it. Next is Byton BTM. Don't know much of that. Hot is one that I also sold out at a loss. I think that technology is good, having servers, people buy them, and they earn hot. But damn, we gotta move this price and get more people involved. But hot did take a nice ride down, had a good batch of it, but sold out of it. Hydra is one I never been in, but I did see it come out, and the price did move up pretty good from when it initially started. Never bought in it, just watched it go all the way up. But at one point, you could have staked Hydra for 125% APY. Bow, I'm actually gonna remove it from this list. T Fuel is one that a lot of people should pay attention to, including Theta. Now me, I earn T Fuel, so I don't buy it. But my thoughts is like, why would I buy the product of Theta, the, the product of the Theta token? So I decided to buy more Theta than T Fuel, because T Fuel you can use it for exchange, and then some gets burned. But I think just Theta is a better choice. Next is OXY. It's Oxy, and damn, it's so far on the ground now. This one I would actually be interested in buying and holding long. This one's like on the floor, trading at 141. Now Oxy is an actual swap, but what they do is um, have a good lending system. So if you have an account with them and you use their swaps, you can take the coins or tokens that you purchased or swapped out and place them in a lend program through them. Now, the only problem with that is that you would have to have a lot of users using Oxy so they can have access to the coins that you are loaning. But the technology is great. I did that with Gates when I was allowed, and you know what? That's the end of the show. But Oxy, look into that. Till next time, peace.